us know when it goes final. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Trying to make magic with his feet. And he's dragged down.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. In that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield. Nothing there, so instead of throwing it away and getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
He was able to squirt free and pick up just a few on that one.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Getting some heat. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. They didn't get enough for the first down, so 4th down, clock running as they hurry to the line. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Bought a little time, lets it go. And they can't connect, and the gamble does not work out.
Hey, at this point of the game, 4th and short, no problem going for it. 4th and medium, I think it's too early to start taking some of these chances. I think you need to just let the game play out a little bit and trust your defense.
Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. Leaves it with the back. And he is swarmed under a host of defenders there to make the stop.
You know, I think a big part of this isn't necessarily scoring a touchdown on that play, but you're just trying to get your offensive line in the rhythm of the game. Let those big fellas get lathered up.
Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. He's looking to throw. They're working that left side. They'll immediately call timeout. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. Will not get there. A 4th down stop.
Loss of 4. Result of the play is a turnover on downs.
Just 9 seconds to go in the half. Let's see if they try to get another one. Looking to go up top on 1st down. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. Open space at the 25. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down. He wants to throw. They're trying to get to it. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. And the Wolverines will kick it away to crank up the second half. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They had a really productive first half, but in a game like this, they better keep it up.
You know, at halftime, the offense and defense separate, and they kind of go.
Going for it all. Wide open, he makes the catch. Afterburner's coming. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
What a beautiful throw and catch on this play, and I love the job the receiver did tracking the ball in the air. Nice job of locating the throw and then hauling it in.
They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. Touchdown, Bama! And here they come, almost all the way back.
In the end zone.
Ready to try the point after.
Is on for the extra point.
They tack on the extra point, and they're down a touchdown, 35-28. Now, last drive didn't take long, just 2 plays to get it in. And it was capped off with the 8-yard run. From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Motion trying to get the defense to show his hand. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain.
He steps out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Second down coming up.
Running game worked on 1st down. Let's see if they go back to it on 2nd down. They're looking for an advantage to the right. Forges ahead, picks up about 3 to the 29. Ball spotted at the 29. Here they come on 3rd and short. Motion from the offense. Direct snap. That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on 3rd down. Well, they called that an ISO play, and it was isolated for a loss.
And they try to isolate a linebacker inside and really run the football right at you, right down the middle. But you better move those big defensive linemen out of the way and create some space. They didn't do it, and you could tell that's why the ball went nowhere.
The offense will stay out there to go for it on 4th down again. They're 3 for 4 so far in this one. Pressure coming. And they gambled in their own end, turn it over on downs, and now the other offense is set up.
That's a gutsy call. And I know the analytics world says to go for it more often, but when you're in your own territory and now you turn the football over to the other team, points are so much easier to get. Obviously, I know, Jesse, it didn't take a color commentator to figure that out.
Wide receiver shows motion. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Tie! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short and he did the rest of the work.
And the extra point was made without incident, and we're tied up here in the 3rd. That's taking advantage of a golden opportunity set up with great field position, and they struck quickly for the touchdown. All tied up and just about set to kick it away. And he's coming out of the end zone. Wasn't quite able to shake loose as he steps out of bounds at the 22. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating because you think you might get points and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complementary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. The give to the running back from the shotgun. They knock him down after a gain of 3 to the 23. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. From the gun, wants to pass. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
And you usually don't bring in dime packages for running teams. You bring in dime because you know they're going to throw the football. You got more speed on the back end to cover, and defensive linemen know they have their job to do. And their job is to go get that quarterback and get that sucker on the ground.
Well, this head coach is clearly sending a message. He clearly doesn't believe in punting, going for it this close to his own end zone. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. They're throwing for it on 4th down. Makes the pass. And that one falls incomplete. A huge stand by the defense.
Man, as a defense, you're like, oh, they're going to draw us offside. They're going to draw us offside. They're not going to go for it. They go for it, and you get the big stop. You've set your offense up. You've turned the momentum. This defense should be feeling really good about themselves.
They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
They'll give it to the back. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
I'll tell you, this defensive end, not only can he pass rush, but he can play the run as well. You see him beat the offensive lineman there trying to block him and get in the backfield to make that tackle for loss. That was impressive.
Looking to pass. It's Hood. He finds his man. Touchdown, Alabama! An epic comeback. They'll talk about this one forever if they can hold on, but they're on top right now. When you're handed a break with unbelievable field position like that, you better finish the deal, and they did.
You saw the quarterback jog on the field. I think he gave a high five to every one of those players coming off that just put them in position to go score that touchdown. That QB knew this was a golden opportunity, and boy, he took advantage of it.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And the return man has no place to run, no place to hide, and a place to be tackled. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time. It put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah, aggressive, reckless. They got to find the balance with this offense to really be productive. And last possession, they went for it. They rolled the dice, Palmer, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, if you're better on 3rd down moving forward, though, you can keep yourself out of those situations.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Leaves it with the running back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
And I can't tell you how much I love seeing corners being willing to come up and tackle. That is so huge for a defense. You can't Olay blocks and create space. You can't just hang out on the outside. You got to go set that edge.
And conversely, I can't tell you how much I hate it when receivers don't want to block. You got to do a better job on the perimeter. It's not going to be enough in this offense just to catch passes. You've got to go execute your assignment. That corner should have been blocked, and they should have gotten a bigger gain on that outside run.
He'll get it out to the 25, not bothered at all being backed up, and they've got a 1st down.
And David, how demoralizing does it have to be for a defense when you know they're going to run it, everyone in the stadium knows they're going to run it, and still you cannot stop it?
There's nothing more demoralizing as a defensive lineman because it ticks you off. It gets in your head. You know that guy's going to come off and smack you, and you got to do something about it. I think the defense maybe time to start committing more guys to
hit the afterburners, kid. Quarterback gets the first down and more. He's at the 10, and they get him out of bounds after an explosive run, just chewing up yardage along the way.
Every time he touches the ball, you can feel the excitement from this home crowd because Palmer, he can go the distance with that game-breaking speed.
You're right, David. He's a special talent. I'll tell you, these fans, they come here to see this guy play because he has game-breaking speed. Stuff you can't coach. You saw it on that play.
The Wolverines have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line.
And a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
Wide out in motion. Looking for a path to the end zone to the right. Touchdown, Michigan! And they take it in for 6 more points.
The identity of this offense is their ability to run the football. They're doing that in this game. That's now 3 rushing touchdowns on the day.
And after that extra point, we have a tie ball game in the 3rd quarter. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays, and they punctuated it with a 5-yard touchdown run. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. Fielded in the end zone. It's DeMarco. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Final play of the quarter coming. The run from the shotgun. They knock him down behind the line, and the defense finishing this 3rd quarter in style. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Touch pass on the run. A solid run there as he'll be marked down at the 15-yard line.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the inside.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Coming after it. And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line. And the offense sprung a big-time leak, and the quarterback went down.
And when you're throwing the football, you're trying to stop the best athletes in the world from getting to your quarterback. They're going to get there. They're pinning their ears back, get to the QB, get the sack.
That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. This could be a real turning point in the game. They scored a touchdown. They got to stop. And now a chance to break the tie.
Yeah, this offense has got it cooking, man. And how about the defense? Great job getting that stop, getting the football right back to the hot hand. Now this offense, Palmer, has a chance to take the lead.
You can see the offense, too. They understand the situation right now. They were jonesing on the sidelines to get another opportunity to run back on the field. They are ready to drive this ball and go score.
Now on the option. Bulls his way forward. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
Yeah, and how about the QB? Calls his own number and all these options, obviously multiple plays. He decides to stick with it, get some positive yards, and now what's next off of that? What's my next read off of that? How am I going to mix things up and keep this defense off balance?
What they would give to help their kicker out with a few yards on third down. From here, it would be a 55-yarder.
Yeah, and third and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
A tie game here late, and they do not want to give up this football. They'll go for it on fourth down. Across the 25. Touchdown, Wolverines! And with that, they move out front here in the fourth.
Have yourself a day, young fella. You know why they handed him the ball a lot? Because he did that. That's his 4th trip to pay dirt. This dude has shown you a little bit of everything. What a great back. And 4 touchdowns on the day.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Rutgers is currently working from behind, but how many times have we said that and then witnessed something special happen? This time of year, you just never know. They're trailing by 11 to UCLA. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, you'll see it right here.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Pocket starts to collapse. And he finally went down. You can't expect to be protected for that long. Just tremendous coverage by the defense.
You can just see the excitement this defense has every play. They're almost wishing this quarterback drops back to throw because they know they're going to get home to him. That's the 6th time they've registered a sack.
Oh, so close to paying off the tip drill. He had it in his hands, but it falls incomplete.
Well, I know that one fell incomplete, but what a day this guy's had throwing the football. Multiple touchdowns, and he's done a really nice job with his decision-making. Hasn't thrown any picks, which has really helped keep this offense on schedule.
And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense.
Goodness gracious, this is a master class, a clinic on how to get to the quarterback. The 7th sack of the game, are you kidding me? That's a season for some teams. They've lived in the backfield.
Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Blasted as he lets it go. Oh, picked off. Didn't let him get loose on the return, but he'll take it as they have the ball at the 47.
And that is a backbreaker. It's fourth down, though. Listen, you got to throw the football. You got to try to make a play. But the defense came up big in a big moment.
They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
Safe completion on the screen. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Going to try to get it himself. Didn't find much running room there. Picks up a few before he's forced out of bounds.
Well, the unique thing about this defense with their nickel personnel is they're able to disguise what they're doing. They can play a lot of different coverages. They can play man, zone, but they can also bring the nickel player in the box and still be pretty good against the run. That time, pretty good job defending the QB scramble. Let's see what they do here on 4th.
Quarterback checking the play. On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. Makes the grab well past the sticks. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a 1st down.
You know, you always talk about risk-reward. Gambling and going for it with the lead on 4th down right there and getting it, the reward could be winning the game. That was an unbelievable play. And how about this coaching staff putting their faith in their players to come up with the execution and make it happen?
Dropped after a pickup of 4 down to the 16. We have arrived at the 2-minute warning, a 1-possession game as this offense tries to hold on. After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. To the ground with the back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And that's exactly what you would expect from this offense. Listen, when you're in that 1 to 2 minute range and you got the football and you got a lead, it's smash mouth, it's keep that clock running, it's ground game. So interesting now on this 3rd down what they do next, but we got to keep that clock moving.
They'll put the tight end in motion. And he's knocked down, but not before moving the chains.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing, you need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run. When they're going between the tackles, this defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
And the defense in desperation mode, trying to hang on to give their team a chance. They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. And the Wolverines enter the final minute with the lead. He's going to the right, looking for a path to the end zone. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Michigan! They push the lead out here in the 4th quarter and close to get